What's going on, everybody? C4 and today's video, in continuation with yesterday's video or a couple days ago's video, where we kind of broke down all the players in Madden 19 that are going to have that superstar dev trait at launch. Well, most of the other ones you kind of can game plan between players that just missed the cut for superstar, guys that have been established players in the league that you could assume got, at least quick, maybe got some stars. We'll let you find that out when you get your hands on the game. But let's talk about the brand new players that will be featured here in Madden 19, and that is the rookies. And what we're going to do here today is jump through every single team by division. Now, because for the superstar players, we broke down from the AFC East all the way down to the NFC West. We're going to start in the NFC West and work our way up just to, change it up a little bit. But we're going to be just talking out quickly the dev traits that they gave out to the rookies. Not a whole lot of an disagreement. This is more so of a informal video to let you guys know what the players on your favorite team will be starting out at for their dev traits. So starting in the NFC West with the Seattle Seahawks, they have two players that got a quick dev trait from the rookie class, and that is Ranchod and Shaquem Griffin. Both those guys can be very, very fun to play with. We've already done rookie rating video, so we're not really talking about the ratings here because we'll be here for 45 minutes. But both Penny and Griffin are going to be very, very fun players to use. Seahawks fans should be excited. Going to the Rams, only got one rookie, and that is Tigray Scales with a quick dev trait, the linebacker from, I want to say Rutgers, if I remember correctly. The 49ers got one star dev grade rookie, and that is Mike McGlinchey, the tackle from Notre Dame. Very nice tackle. Could play left if you want to have him succeed Joe Staley, and probably will start out the right while Joe Staley's on your roster. They have two rookies that got a quick dev, and that is Donte Pettis and this guy named Mosley, who's an undrafted corner, I believe. Never heard of him in my life. Again, these ratings aren't 100% confirmed, very much like the superstar dev trait players that we talked about the other day. This is just kind of from the access. They might give a brand new roster release on opening day. That could change a lot of this, so I still feel like based off of years past, the dev traits stay relatively the same. So hey, shout out to Mosley for being one of these guys that are in the 60s that has a really nice dev trait. And then finishing up here with the Cardinals, they have four guys with quick dev traits. Two of them I've never heard of. One is Christian Kirk, one is Josh Rosen. That was pretty much a given. But then they have Oplinger, who's a linebacker, and DeJerry, or Jerry, I guess, because it's D-J-E-R-I, plays on the defensive line. Both those guys got quick dev. So these unknowns, these unheard ofs in the NFC West getting some love with their dev traits. Going to the NFC South, we're going to start with the Saints, who have three players in the rookie class that got quick dev traits. First round pick, Marcus Davenport, who has really nice stats. You got Smith from UCF, the wide receiver, and Boston Scott, the really underrated running back that has some generous stats, who will be a nice little target. I think we talked about him in the OP Rookies video. He's going to be one of those guys that's going to be a prime candidate to get released, might find on practice squad, and if you really do need a running back, Boston Scott is a name to keep an eye on. But Boston Scott, Traquan Smith, and Davenport all got quick devs. Atlanta Falcons have one star dev rookie. That is Calvin Ridley, the wide receiver from Alabama, who pretty much through the entire draft process was regarded as the top wide receiver in the class. Isaiah Oliver and Ito Smith, the running back, got quick dev traits, which is a pretty good starting spot for them. Looking at the Carolina Panthers, they have one star dev player, and that is DJ Moore, who looks like he's going to be pretty goddamn overpowered. And in real life, he's a guy that we have the Patreon Fantasy League, if you guys want to check that out. Probably going to be trying to target DJ Moore. I'm really intrigued. But I'm glad that he got the star dev, and they got Dante Jackson, the speedster corner out of LSU, with a quick dev trait. Going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we didn't talk about them for any superstar players because they didn't get any, but they got some love for their rookies. Two star dev rookies, one in Rojo Ronald Jones, the running back from USC, and two in Vita Vea, the D tackle from Washington. Actually, as I'm recording this today, Vea went down at training camp. No one really knows how serious it is yet, but hopefully it's nothing too bad. I'm very excited to see him play. And they also got two rookies that got quick dev traits, Carlton Davis and MJ Stewart, two young guys that desperately need to pan out right away to improve a bad Buccaneers secondary. Going to the NFC North, starting with the Minnesota Vikings, three players on their rookie class got quick devs, Mike Hughes, Brian O'Neill, and Holton Hill, the undrafted rookie from Texas, all got quick dev traits. Holton Hill, definitely one to keep an eye on too, because he's one of those long rangy corners that a lot of people like to get in their franchises, 6'2", 6'3". Going to the Chicago Bears, two rookies, on their team got the quick devs because we already talked about Roquan Smith getting the superstar. That is James Daniels, the center, and Anthony Miller, the wide receiver. Both got quick devs. Both those guys should make an immediate impact for the Bears as rookies. Going to the Green Bay Packers, they got one star dev player in Jair Alexander, the corner from Louisville, who, pretty much if you watch any of my videos throughout the draft process, I was hyping that guy up big time. Big fan of him. Pretty much when I was watching and going out of my way to watch Louisville because of Lamar Jackson, Jair Alexander, when healthy, was like, oh my god, man, this guy's almost as good as Lamar, except he's on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm glad that he got some love. And their other corner, Josh Jackson from Iowa, got a quick dev trait. So nice on secondary there with those two. You got Kenny King, you got Clinton Dix, you got Josh Jones. Like, debatably, you could have 5 starters in that secondary who are just getting ready to go off, probably year 2, year 3 with the Packers, and they could have one of the best secondaries in football. Going and finishing up with the Detroit Lions, they have 2 rookies with quick devs. That is Kerryon Johnson, the running back from Auburn, not the experts boy, and Frank Ragnow, the center from Arkansas. Agreeable ratings for those 2. Now taking a look at the NFC East, which if you watched the video where we talked about the superstar dev players, and we made it pretty clear that the Dallas Cowboys was a little ridiculous that they had the most superstar dev trait players on their team, the rookie class is absurd as well. We'll finish with them. The Philadelphia Eagles have 2 players. They have Josh Sweat and Dallas Goedert, who both got quick devs. The New York Giants have 1 star outside of Saquon Barkley, who got the superstar. Their star is Will Hernandez, the guard from UTEP. I agree with that rating. Kyle Laletta, the quarterback, and Lorenzo Carter, the outside linebacker, who looks pretty overpowered. Both got quick devs as well. Looking at the Redskins, Darius Geis got a star dev grade, which is nice. Maybe a tiny bit generous, but for me, even though the whole Eagles thing, the boardroom, the fights with the Eagles, kind of could make me salty, he still remained my number 2 running back in the class, and he deserves that star. And then Deron Payne, the D-tackle from Bama, got a quick dev. Now here we go for the Cowboys. The Cowboys, they have no stars, so I guess it could have been a little bit more overrated. But the Dallas Cowboys got Dorrance Armstrong, Connor Williams, Leighton Vander Esch, David Wells, Michael Gallup, Cedric Wilson. All the rookies got quick dev traits.
Why?
I don't know. Let the mic drop there. I don't know. I'm just relaying the information. All right, we'll jump into the AFC, and we'll start with the AFC West. The Chargers, they got 1 star dev player in Derwin James. I think that's deserved. Derwin James is really, really good. And they also got Justin Jackson, the running back from Northwestern, who I kind of had as my sleeper running back of the class. He got a quick dev. He's going to have great speed. Definitely one to watch out for, along with Boston Scott, for those running backs that might get cut, might be available year 1, that could make a big impact for your team. Looking at the Raiders, they got 3 quicks. They got Colton Miller, Maurice Hurst, who might be the steal of the draft, and PJ Hall, who might be one of the most overpowered rookies that's kind of under the radar that I've seen in quite some time in Madden. I talked about him in the overpowered rookies video. The Denver Broncos, they got 1 star in Bradley Chubb. I think I agree with that. He could have got a superstar, which I think is a little overrated for him. So I think a star is a great starting point for him. And they have 3 quicks in Royce Freeman, Cortland Sutton, and Deshaun Hamilton. Agreeable. Finish up with the Kansas City Chiefs. They got 2 quick devs from what was not a great draft class, in my opinion, on paper. Derek Noddy, the D-tackle from Florida State, and Sparks, the outside linebacker from, I think, Ole Miss. I think it's Ole Miss. Could be wrong. Mississippi State, Ole Miss, one of the 2. Both those guys got quick devs. Moving to the AFC South, we'll start with the Colts. They actually got a lot of love here. So Quentin Nelson got the superstar dev trait, and then for the quick, they got Naheem Hines, Braden Smith, Kimoko Toure, Darius Leonard, who we had a little Twitter beef with, and Tyquan Lewis. All got quick devs, which, the Colts are a bad roster, so that is pretty good for a rebuild. A little bit underrated when you're doing a Colts rebuild. They got a lot of talent there that might not jump off the page with their base overall. A lot of those guys are like low 70s, but those dev traits certainly will help out down the road. Looking at the Texans, they got 2 quick devs in Justin Reed and Kiki Kute. Agreeable. Titans got a couple here. They got Rashawn Evans, Harold Landry, this Gafford undrafted guy who has like 96 speed at corner. He's like a 60, mid-60s. 96 speed, one of the fastest guys in the game as a rookie, and has a quick dev. Never heard of him in my life. I think he's from Wyoming. Good for you. And Darren Cruikshank, who we talked about in the overpowered rookies, who has great speed. Looks like if you convert him to safety, might actually get an overall bump. He got a quick dev. So Titans, another team, got a lot of underrated talent there. Maybe some overrated dev traits, but still, nonetheless, underrated. Then finishing up with the Jags, they got 3 quick dev rookies in DJ Chark, Taven Bryan, and Ronnie Harrison, from Alabama. I think those are agreeable. Going to the AFC North, we have the Cincinnati Bengals, who didn't get a single superstar dev player, but they got 3 quicks in Jesse Bates, the safety, Sam Hubbard, the defensive end, and Billy Price, the center. I think those are all pretty good. Pittsburgh Steelers got 3 quick dev traits as well in Terrell Edmonds, James Washington, and Mason Rudolph, which just makes Mason Rudolph that more OP. He is the rookie quarterback if you guys want to target one that's not the big Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield. Going to the Baltimore Ravens, they got 4 quick dev rookies. Lamar Jackson, Hayden Hurst, they got Orlando Brown, and they got Mark Andrews. So they got 2 rookie quick dev tight ends, which is pretty damn generous. So maybe some trade bait, maybe something to keep an eye on there if you need a tight end and you can't draft one. Then finishing up here with the Cleveland Browns, they got Denzel Ward and Baker Mayfield, who both got star dev traits. No superstars, so maybe Browns fans could be slightly salty about that. But for the quick devs, they also got Austin Corbett and Nick Chubb. Finishing up the video with the AFC East, the New England Patriots got 1 star player in Isaiah Wynn, the tackle, who can play tackle and guard. They got 2 quick devs in Duke Dawson and Sony Michel. Love seeing my boy Duke Dawson getting the love. Going to the Jets, just 1 in rookie Sam Darnold, who got a quick dev. So, I think debatably Darnold got robbed the most out of all the quarterbacks for his base overall, which is a 75. And then the fact that he didn't even hook him up with a star, just a quick, even me, who was pretty... I was a critic of Darnold. I would have given at least a star if I knew I was giving him a 75 base. Going to the Miami Dolphins, they have 1 star grade player in Minkah Fitzpatrick, which is definitely deserved. 2 quicks in Mike Gesicki and Kalen Ballage, the running back from Arizona State. Agreeable. And the Buffalo Bills got 3 quick dev players in Tremaine Edmonds, Harrison Phillips, and Josh Allen. Josh Allen's going to be an intriguing guy because his stats are set up to be like the next Jamarcus Russell, but that's going to be a challenge to make him not the next Jamarcus Russell. So there you go, guys. That is a quick rundown of all the rookies and what their dev traits appear that they're most likely going to be. Like I said, knowing what I know from all these years of Madden, I'm going to say like 97% of these traits are going to remain the same. There might be a slight chance, if a PR team, like any of the team's social medias on Twitter, you've seen that, the back and forth between the ratings and stuff like that. Oh, we'll prove it, or it's under review. That could change, but these are pretty much it. Is there any that you agree with? Any rookies that got absolutely snubbed? Any person that got robbed that clearly wasn't like the 9 quick dev rookies that are on the Dallas Cowboys? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button for Madden 19 season on the channel. It's going to be going off, and I really would like your guys' support for that. And that does it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching, and until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.